What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Wednesday night. Phillies game's about to begin, so I'm getting a little bit excited. And then we got the Eagles tomorrow as well as the Phillies, so it's going to be pure mayhem, and I cannot wait for every second of it. But appreciate each and every one of you taking the time. We're about to get into the top 10 matchups between the Eagles and the Texans. Get to know a little bit of filler and a little bit before that, with some stats, some rankings of those stats, the standings between the division and conference. So we're going to get into all of it. Any questions, any comments that you have, please feel free to leave them down below. But let's jump right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into how these teams are doing so far. We'll take a look at their stats and where that has them ranked amongst the NFL. Then we'll get into their standings, all of that great stuff. Let's go. Go Birds, baby. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you are doing well. Glad that you finally made it for a live. I hope your Wednesday is going well because I know mine has been pure chaos, and I know it's about to get even more chaotic. And then, of course, tomorrow, going to be more insane. So, going to have some pregame stuff. Hope you guys will tune in for that. But appreciate you, man, and everybody else who's watching this, or if you're watching this later, I appreciate you too. You can always comment down below. Let's get this bad boy started. So let's start off with the opponent. Look at how Lovie Smith and the Texans have been doing, and you see bottom tier here when it comes to the offense in points and yards. Oh, my Lord. And not turning the ball over too much, but dude, this offense has a rough time, and I think this defense should be able to rough them up. We know Jordan Davis is on IR. They're going to try to run the ball with Dameon Pierce, but you make them one-dimensional. Go after Davis Mills. But we'll break that all down with the top 10. But you see here, 25th in passing and then 26th in rushing yards per game. So not great here. Not giving up too many sacks. Middle of the pack there, but we need to get this edge rush going here. Let's get some interceptions going here. And then their defense, you see here, worst against the run and then middle of the pack against the pass because teams don't really have to pass against them. So run all over them, pass the ball, as much as you need to. I think some big plays could definitely happen again, but I see a big win coming. And you see, they are allowing 30th, 403.6 yards per game. And then they're 17th in points per game. Teams just don't need that many points. They're just that bad. So we'll see how bad we can beat them. But the Eagles, on the other hand, have been doing very well so far. You see top 3 in points and yards on offense, 10th in passing, 6th in rushing. Not liking the sacks we're giving up there. Hopefully clean that up here, but not turning the ball over. Number 1 in the league there. You love to see that. And then on defense, number 1. So we're the number 1 turnover differential with turnovers here, and you love every second of that, dude. Go Birds, baby. Then you see, the way we handle the pass, and then the run is our issue here. So we're going to have to shut Dameon Pierce down. IR for Jordan Davis, so that's a big loss. So we're going to need to see Milton Williams, Tuipulotu, stepping it up, whoever else. So let's go, baby. Now, you see this defense, 4th in points per game, and then tied for 3rd in yards per game. So they're the real deal. And I think after this game, those stats could look even better. So let's go, baby. Now, you've seen the stats and where they rank, but let's see where that leaves them in their division and in their conference here. And we'll start off once again with the Houston Texans. And you see they're the bottom of their division, 1-5-1, but they're also at the bottom of the AFC period. So not great for them, but that's a hungry team. You're going to hear, it's a trap game. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. The Eagles should go out, punch them right in the mouth. We got some rest at the end of the Steelers game. Go out, beat the hell out of them for 3 quarters. Let them rest again. Get 10 days off. And then we'll go beat the hell out of everybody else for the rest of the season. So I'm ready, baby. Let's go. But looks like the Texans got something to fight for here. But so do we. Top of the division, 7-0. Not trying to give up that undefeated streak. So I'm all about it, baby. And then, of course, that leaves us atop the NFC and the NFL as a whole, the only undefeated team in the league. Let's keep it going, baby. Let's go Birds. So you've seen the stats. You've seen the standings. Let's get into this top 10. Got a comment here. What is going on, my man, Tim? Holding it together, my man. It has definitely been pure chaos. And, I think tomorrow is going to be even more chaotic, which I'm perfectly fine with. But having the TV on, having the laptop on. I'm going to be trying to watch both of these things going down. It's going to be a great time, but we're going to be breaking it all down, talking about it, and enjoying every second of it. But holy hell, you're right. It has been pure chaos. We are truly in the matrix. And look, I hope you're all doing well. It has been a nuts day trying to do this. Got some bad news about a friend. I hope he, yeah, well, we'll leave it at that. But look, I appreciate each and every one of you taking time because it has been pure chaos, doing things with the family and then just trying to get these shows together. And I told you it would be pure chaos to start this week. I was going to try to do everything I possibly could to make these things happen. I had some graphics where I tried to make them in advance so when I got home, I could fill things in. It's been pure chaos, man. I need some damn rest, as you can always tell. But oh man, we are definitely in the matrix, and third time's a charm here. And I appreciate you, but I'm hoping this, Phillies game goes down well. I'm hoping they get the W. And then tomorrow we can end it while the Eagles get a W in Houston. So that would be fantastic. No way we lose. I'm all about that. Put up a fight and all, but yeah, exactly. I'm all about it. I'm putting my money again on a 20+ point win, and that's big money. Now, right now it's not because they've got us like 14-point favorites, but I'm telling you, this team means business and there's no reason that they should lose. So let's talk about these top 10 matchups. Start off with number 10 and, Brevin Jordan, somebody out of Miami that is very talented, but they seem to, struggle to get going with he and the injuries. And they've got some other tight ends there that they played around with. Pharaoh Brown earlier in the season. You got Jordan Akins there. So we'll see who they really try to get going, 12 personnel, 13 personnel. But I think we should be able to shut down Brevin Jordan. Kaiser White has done well against other tight ends. And, the opposing tight ends have also had to go against our safeties, corners, all that great stuff with a lot of zones we run. But regardless, for matchup purposes, this is what I have it at. Let's go. Shut them down. Think you'll be good. Now, an honorable mention before we get into this next one. This is a change. I know it's just the Texans versus the Texans here, but it seems Brandon Cooks is pretty pissed off that they did not let him get traded. So it looks like he was perfectly fine to start the week, and then all of a sudden he has just been a non-participant, and that's unfortunate, dude, for them. But the Eagles, man, we were already going to rough them up. Them missing their top guy, and if you caught the injury report earlier, Nico Collins is out as well. So this is going to be a rough go for the Houston Texans. They will be missing Brandon Cooks, it looks like, if he is just not going to play for them for the rest of the season. We'll see, man. This looks pretty wild. I'll keep you in tune with that. But if he's out, you already have Nico Collins out. So for the next matchup, number 9 here, I've got Chris Moore against the Eagles secondary. If this has to be their number 1 wide receiver, they are in for a wild ride. They have guys like Phillip Dorsett, Tyron Johnson on their roster, Jalen Camp, I think it was. So best of luck to those guys, and best of luck to Chris Moore. I think they're going to, continue to do what they do with their game plan, but that'll definitely make things much easier for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is some news I'm going to be looking forward to with the inactives tomorrow. So catch tomorrow's show. We'll be talking all about that because, dude, that'd be crazy. Is Stingley hurt or is he playing? No, he is perfectly fine. Go check out that injury report if you missed it earlier. All the guys that are out, all the people that are questionable, all that stuff that you guys want to know. But that was just a little bit ago there. OJ Howard seems to have disappeared down there. Yeah, and that's another thing. OJ Howard had talked about him yesterday. Look, I think he is somebody that he can do it all, but not the best at any of those things, So I think for him, he fits in well playing that 12-13 personnel as a second or third tight end. But as I said, musical chairs with those tight ends there. So hopefully be able to shut him down. But good point there from Tim. 100+ yard rushing game for Sanders. Oh, hell yeah, my man. That's going to be coming up here with those matchups. Cooks versus the Texans. Yeah, man, that's what it seems like right now. So I had to make a little special edition graphic there for them because that's wild, man. Best of luck to you. But next up, Davis Mills versus this Eagles defense. Now, I've had this low on the totem pole because I think this kid's just screwed, and this is not something we got to be too worried about. But look, I think this defense has continued to show that they're going to improve each week, and that's all we can ask for. And, dude, they mean business right now, and I love every second of it. So I want to see 2+ turnovers, 3+ sacks in this game at least. Go after this dude. let's make him one-dimensional, shut down the guy we're going to talk about here soon. But I think Davis Mills is going to struggle. We talked about them being one of the lower-end teams with passing the ball, so we'll see how he's able to do against his Eagles defense. Now up next, I have a very underrated player for the Houston Texans, and that is Jonathan Owens. This guy, look, I think he can get it done, play all over the place. Now, they added Jalen Petrie, who is fantastic. But I think when it comes more to helping with Dallas Goedert, I think they're going to have to use him. Christian Harris is banged up right now. We'll see how they want to try to handle Dallas Goedert. I wouldn't really use my linebackers. I think Lovie Smith will do that, but with some help from the safety. So wanted to mention Owens. I think they're going to have to do all they can. Not even Minka, can do what he does against Dallas Goedert. You got to do, what makes sense here. And I think Dallas Goedert could totally feast on these guys. So Jonathan Owens looks like he might have to, lend a little helping hand there. We shall see. But love me a good Miles game. Oh, hell yeah. And we'll get there. But up next, we have this Texans offensive line against Eagles D-line. I talked about getting pressure on Davis Mills, shutting down the run. I think, in the middle there, they added some new pieces. They've got some injuries. So I think we can exploit there. Obviously, again, Jordan Davis on IR, so that's unfortunate. But for me, man, Titus Howard, Laramie Tunsil, good tackles. But this pass rush needs to get things going here. And I loved it last week. Now I want to see it again. I want to see, Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat and Brandon Graham and Robert Quinn. So let's go. All of them. Get that edge rush going. But then that interior line, Cox, Hargrave, Tupelo, Williams, whoever's got to step it up. Let's go, baby. I think it's going to be a very fun matchup to watch. I cannot wait. But those were your first five with a couple honorable mentions in there. And we'll get into the top five here. Miles Dallas game tomorrow for sure, JC says. And Dallas Goedert definitely mentioned there. I think he should have a big game, definitely. But we'll keep things moving, and we'll get to that guy you keep mentioning, and definitely high on my list. Now, let's get to this top five here. And number 5 on the list, just because this is going to be fun to watch, and I think he is going to have his way with Steven Nelson. I was a fan of Steven Nelson. You guys remember I wanted that dude to sign here. I was glad he did. Needed the veteran experience. Love the upgrade, though, of James Bradbury over him this year. So best of luck to him, and he's been doing well there in Houston. But I think the guy that's going to be deployed on A.J. Brown is going to be Steven Nelson, and best of luck to you. We just saw A.J. Brown demolish the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he's going to be looking to do the same. And, again, Steven Nelson, best of luck to you. They're going to have to use, Petrie and Owens back there as much as they can to help. Going to be fun to watch. Now, I had to add an honorable mention in here because Devontae Smith, man, that, having a game like that, A.J. Brown is obviously A.J. Brown anyway. You don't have to have a game like that for a defense to know you got to shut that down. But they're going to be focusing on that. And the reason I wanted to point this out is because Derek Stingley is a very impressive young corner, and it's going to be very fun to watch these two go at it. Now, I'm sure, again, this is the NFL. Guys are going to be lining up against other guys. It's not just strictly these guys, but I want to see some things from the other receivers as well. Saw some stuff from Pascal last week. Let's see Quez Watkins get some too. But Devontae Smith, Stingley, going to be fun when those guys are lined up against each other. Now, I had mentioned this offensive line versus their pass rush. Now, the one thing I really want to focus on here is Jerry Hughes. Now, I like the Rasheem Green pickup they had on the other side against Jordan Mailata, but right here, baby, Lane Johnson versus Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes is somebody I've always loved, and this dude's still doing it in his 30-plus years. And, I think that last week we wanted to talk about T.J. Watt versus Lane Johnson because Lane is one of the best right tackles in the game. So it's always fun for me to see him go against one of these top dudes. And Jerry Hughes has still been tearing things up. And I think he's in his 12th season, and he's still kicking ass, man. So going to be a fun matchup to watch, and I'm definitely going to have my eye on that one. I know they're going to try to get after the quarterback, and we have been struggling against, the pass rush. So I want to see, this team step it up. And obviously, if Lane handles business, the rest of the line can do their thing. D-line needs to cook indeed, my man. Go after Davis Mills. Crazy to think that not long ago, Houston had one of the best O-lines and D-lines in the league. Yeah. Hey, man, this is the NFL. You know how things change. And look at the Eagles. People losing their minds. No way we could be where we are. And it's like, I'll try to explain. this is a new day and age, and you can make things happen. You don't want to trade all of your assets and money for a quarterback. That's the worst thing you could do. So the Eagles went the right route, built this team, and they're looking impressive. Didn't Smitty Cooks? He sure did. So he's going to do that again tomorrow, not Sunday. Almost said it. Tomorrow on Thursday. So wild. Now let's get into this top three. Looking forward to this one. And I've got number 3, the guy you've been asking for, Miles Sanders. And the only reason not 2 is because I don't think it's that important. I think we should be able to run all over him, and I think he's going to. I think he should see a 125 plus yardage game. I want to see 25 plus carries. He's had those games and only a couple times, and I want to see it, done this week. It was just mentioned, this is not, it wouldn't even be your grandfather's, your father's Texans, defense. They don't have those guys anymore, but they do have some impressive playmakers. But I think we should be able to establish that run, get some play action going, and allow things to open up for this offense and really, see what you've got. And, you don't want to just take the pedal off the metal. You want to keep continuing to improve and click as an offense. So if you can do that for 3, maybe 3.5 quarters and then rest some guys, that'd be awesome. Run that damn ball, run that clock out. I'm all about it. And obviously, we make them one-dimensional by shutting down probably their best player, Dameon Pierce. So for me, TJ Edwards, let's go. Let's get this defense together. This is number 2 for me because the Eagles, it could be number 1 if it weren't for the importance of what I'm about to talk about. But this is the dude, that's leading this defense, and he needs to get these guys together. Let's start tackling, Jordan Davis out. Everybody, oh my God, we're going to be screwed. Milton Williams, everybody else, Marlon Tuipulotu, step it up. That's great. But lead this defense, TJ, with that green dot on your helmet, and let's shut down Dameon Pierce. We've talked about it. They have struggled running the ball regardless, though, whether he's talented or not, but he could break a big run. You got to watch out for him. So the Eagles, if you can shut him down, and obviously Rex Burkhead backs him up, pass catching back, maybe, make them go more toward him. You want to shut him down so he could be an honorable mention. But yes, that was that right there. And before we get into this number 1 matchup here, let's see what these comments are. 125 plus. That's what I need. That's what I need, baby. Let's go. Only 200 from Hurts. Don't need to pass the ball too much, but maybe a few touchdowns. Let's smoke their asses. Need TJ. Yes. I want this defense to improve. And you got a good young back, fresh legs. So this is a good test. This is what they need to work on, especially with Jordan Davis out. So let's see what kind of schemes Jonathan Gannon comes out here with without Jordan Davis. Now, number one, always, Jalen Hurts, baby, against this Texans defense. You see Jalen Petrie and the guys picture there for the Texans. But this defense, again, is, bottom tier. And Jalen Hurts needs to just continue to improve on those things that we've talked about all offseason, all at the beginning of this season that people said he couldn't do. And he has proven to those people that he sure can. So keep doing that. You don't need to do it all game. Let's keep him protected. Let's get those sack numbers, man. Let's lower them, man. That is not what I like to see. I want to see this kid coming to his hometown, though. And this will be his first game in Houston against the Texans. So he's going to be ready, man. And he grew up, his, I think it was like his uncle or something, worked with the Texans, and he was able to go there, check out a lot of things, watch dudes practice, play, all that great stuff. So I think it's going to be exciting for him, and he's going to come out and smoke their asses just like the Steelers, passing up on him in that draft. I think that gave him a little extra motivation. I think he's going to do the same thing tomorrow. So looking forward to that. But that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That was your top 10 matchups. Let me know how you feel about it down below in the comments, whether you're watching this live, watching this later. I truly appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time, for commenting down below, hitting that like button, subscribing, whatever you're doing to support the channel. I cannot thank you guys enough, girls, everybody, all of you. You're all truly special to me, and I can't thank you enough. If you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out. Always here for you guys as you are for me. But I'm going to get rolling out, ready for this damn Phils game. Go Phils, get this W. Sixers get the W2. I'm all about it. And Eagles get that win tomorrow. But tomorrow I'll be back. We'll be talking about the inactives, all that great stuff, just like it were a Sunday. So tune in, turn that notification bell on, and you will know when it is going down. I'm going to try to make it happen around like 6:30-ish with, when they drop the inactives. So we'll see. Maybe in the morning we'll just have a game day hype video or something. But I'll try to get some things together. Can't believe it's going to be game day already. Hope you enjoyed all this damn information I crammed into the last 3 days. If you missed any of these shows, I will post them down below in the comments because there was a lot of comment or content there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. There was very little time. I did what I could, though. Go Birds, you know it, my man. Appreciate you, Tim, JC, all of you. I appreciate you. No Fly Zone, Tim, everybody, Drew, all of you. I don't even think Drew was in here, but you know what, Drew, you're usually in here. So when you watch this later, here's your shout out, my man. Another 4 touchdowns. I don't even think he needs to, but I would be all about it. I said 3 just a little bit ago, so I'd be all for that. Let's go, baby. 4 for 4. Yeah, let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great week. I hope to catch you tomorrow. Hope you check out those other shows, and I hope to hear from you. But I hope you're staying safe out there. One more comment. We got my man. Here we are, Drew. Hope you enjoyed this content, dude. Hope all of you did. I will be back tomorrow, but if you need anything in between that time, you know you can always reach out to me. So until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!